then it wasn't until I think I was in college that I learned about the camps. Every once in a while they would slip and say something like, remember such and such in camp. And I remember as a child I said, oh, can I go to that camp? Not knowing that it wasn't just a fun summer camp. So then when I got to college, I kind of learned about that, and my mother shared with me the experiences that they had going to, I think it was Santa Anita, and then she talked about her father, Dr. Rikita Honda, who was basically picked up and arrested on December 7th, and then the family was called on the telephone by the FBI that he had died on December 14th, and he apparently was put into the hospital, and they said that he committed suicide. And I guess the big mystery in my family that carries forward to this day is that the family is not sure that he really committed suicide. And I think some of the mystery is that they were told that he was in the hospital because he had diabetes, and my aunts and uncle said, well, we never knew that he had diabetes, and why was he in the hospital? And if you read the different reports that various people have looked into in the newspapers and the now unclassified documents, that there's a little bit of discrepancy about the time of death, how he died, and all of that. And one of the things that that bothers us is that one of the doctors in the next cell over from him, and he was in a solitary cell, which was a little unusual because most of the detainees were in cells together, and my grandfather was by himself in solitary. And one of the doctors later told my grandmother that he had been beaten and was bloody when he came back to the cell one of the times, and that they would keep him awake, interrogating him, so he was sleep deprived. He was never found, to be a spy. He was president of an organization because he was actually born in Japan and had to serve in the Japanese army. So I guess the ex-military from Japan had an organization here in Southern California to get together, and I think it was more of a social organization, and I think part of their charter was to promote goodwill between America and Japan. And of course the FBI looked at it a little bit differently, and so he was, like I said, arrested on December 7th and never to be seen by the family until he was brought back to the house and passed away on December 14th, 1941.